listen, if your social media looks like a ghost town, do not be shocked when no one's reaching out to book you. Like meeting planners, absolutely check your online presence. They want to see what you've been doing. And if it doesn't scream credible, trustworthy, and professional speaker, you're not even in the running. I don't care how good you might be, how skilled you are. You could have been doing it for 20 years. But what matters is they're introducing themselves to you and you're introducing yourself to them right now. So if you want to get to a position of being booked, you've got to do it right. Hey, what's up? Name's Anthony Trucks. Today I'm going to give you the real deal. Like, how do you use social media to get booked as a paid speaker? Now, this is the thing. You don't have to have millions of followers. You don't even have to have a follower base the size of mine. I'm not some crazy, heavily social media, followed guy, but I am highly booked and paid. As a speaker, I give amazing talks, and my thing is I'm proactive about what I send out so that when meeting planners come and find me, they see what it is I'm posting that puts me in a position to get booked properly. Now, the idea is it's not just liked, not just being followed for social media, but the idea is to get paid because you do really well. And people love buying things, they hate being sold, right? So the idea is, can you get to the point of making them desire to buy you, which is to book you as a speaker? Now, whether you're just getting started or you're already speaking and you want to grow your pipeline, what I'm about to share with you will help you go from being the best kept secret to a speaker who is on meeting planners' radar and they're searching for you because they hear about you. So let's get into it. The first thing you got to pay attention to is why event planners are checking your online presence. Here's the actual truth. Before any event planner books you, they're going to Google you. They're going to take a look at your social. They're going to look at your actual presence online. Are you on other podcasts? Do you have cool videos? Is there any press about you? Have you been on TV shows? Now, here's the thing. You do not have to have done all those things. But having something online is pretty important. It shouldn't be a jumping through hoops to find your speaking page or to find your social presence. They want to know, who are you? Especially if you reach out and go, hey, do you want to book speakers, or sorry, are you looking to bring speakers onto an event? They got to know who this person is because you are attached to their brand. See, when meeting planners or bureaus are sending out proposals with speakers, they are putting their brand name on the line with you. So if they can't find you and they don't know who you are, they're not about to pretty much put their credibility on the line for someone that they can't find online. So they're gonna go take a look at videos. They're gonna know what you sound like, what you look like. They want to know what it's like when you deliver on stage. If your content is outdated or it's inconsistent or doesn't even show you in action, you will lose the gig before you even get an opportunity for it, before you even know that someone's looking at you. Like, I played college football, NFL football. When college coaches would come to the school, they would actually go and take a look at the registrar's office at my grades first. And if my grades weren't at the caliber they needed to be, guess what? They walked out before I even knew they were at the school. So what happens in this situation, if you don't have the thing you need presence wise, they're gonna move on before you even know they were looking at you and considering you. It's not just you competing with other speakers, you're actually competing with first impressions. If you can do the right first impression, they won't even move on to the next speaker. They'll see you and go, let me find out more. And that's what brings them in closer to who you are. You get to talk to them more. See, your online presence is your storefront. You got to clean it up. You got to show up. You got to stop letting invisible stages slip through your fingers. So you got to make sure you first understand it's incredibly important how you are positioned online. Second thing is you have to know how to craft a talk that builds trust and credibility. You don't need to go viral. You need to go valuable. So your content must do three specific things. It must show your message in action, like my brand's dark work. You need to be able to see me doing dark work or talking about dark work or clients' results with dark work or what that has been about. And really for us, it's about the work in the dark to win in the light. It's about developing what we call a dominator's identity, someone that can show up and govern and exert control in situations that they need to be a dominant character, but also dominate the weaker version of them that's not allowing them to achieve the goals and success that they're meant to. But so for us, I have to do that. I got to talk about it in content. It's got to be shown in action. And then it must demonstrate transformation, not through just like, I can transform. Tell me a story. Show it in content. What did you go through? Where's your personal story, right? And then when you do this, you can show the transformation has been done. They have this faith that can be done for them also. Here's the kicker for the third one, though. It should position you as the guide, not the hero. Hard to say it that way because you're going like, whoa, but I'm the hero. No, you're not. Your client's the hero, man. Like you are the person that gets your client to another place. Your client's the hero. You're the guy. You're the Geppetto, right? You're the Hamish. You're the person that should be able to come on the shoulder and go, do this, don't do that. Here's how you get to that point. And now you make the client the hero and they're excited because they want to have a room full of heroes. So it puts you in that position. So you got to think client wins, behind the scenes prepped, keynote clips, personal stories tied to how powerful your speech was and takeaways. So when they're watching it, they're going, I want my audience to have that same feel, result, outcome, and experience. See, people don't book speakers who look like influencers. Yes, you do want to have things of your life, but if it's like, here's this thing, my favorite whatever it is here, and look at this, my breakfast, and that's cool. That's good for you to have an online presence and maybe people liking you, but to have you go and stand in front of my people and me pay you to have you at the center stage and deliver, I need to know you're going to have something to deliver, not just showing what you had as food that was delivered to your house. I made that up. Sounds stupid, but you know what I'm talking about, right? They book people who post like leaders. Your social media should look like a highlight reel of the value that you bring to rooms. They got to see it and go, this is what our people need. That's what they're looking for. What's in it for me? And without that piece in place, you will struggle to get yourself booked. And the thing is, not just because you're not good as a speaker, but they're not seeing what they need to see. Now, the third piece of this is you have to have a posting strategy. Now, I use a actual process and a system that allows me to reliably put content out. Now, my go-to strategy is pretty simple. It's pretty consistent, but here's how it works. I do personally between 3 and 7 reels a week. Now, we're at a good cadence of doing 7, but I started at just simply doing 3. They must focus on a very strong hook. The first 2 to 3 seconds needs to be punchy, it needs to be teaching, it needs to be a call to action as well at the end of that. But the first 2 to 3 seconds got to grab people. And here's honestly a way to do it. Your hooks should have a negative spin. I don't know why it works. Maybe because the news and it's like, 17 bodies found at the bottom of a well. Like, what? It's crazy and it's not good. And I hate watching the news, but it draws people in. The negativity is drawing. Now, I'm not saying to talk about something crazy, but you should say things like, here's the number one reason you don't have blank. Or if you want to avoid this one pitfall, blank. Hey, you got to stop doing this right now. Now that draws you in. It's engaging. And that is a hook that if you do it properly, it's an engage. Then you have to go into a way that teaches people more about your content and then have a call to action to do something. You also need to do what you're doing here, watching me create long form video content. See, while this might not be me on a stage, my guess is you're going to get a feel for what I might be like on a stage in front of 10,000 people. So it's ability for you to convey and portray who you are. Just like this, show your expertise in depth, talk about something. Make sure that when you're, excuse me, when you're having this conversation, that people are looking at you going, that's the expert, without you having to say, that's the expert. Now, you might be watching this going, well, this guy knows some stuff. Yeah, I do. I do this all the time, right? But you're not going to hear me ever go, I am the expert on this. I'm an expert. I have great information. I'm going to have you gauge that based on how I convey that information. So I position myself that way. You do want to write at least one LinkedIn post. The long form does really well on that platform to position yourself conversationally, open up discussions, speak to problems that event planners are trying to solve or that event planners' clients are looking to have solved. Then what happens is they engage, they ingrain your content into their head, they like you, they press on. The next thing is you've got to have daily IG stories, YouTube shorts, LinkedIn shorts, behind the scenes of your life, training clips, wins, client things that they love. Like, why? Because you are a telecom or tell us television sitcom. I know how to use words, I promise. What does that mean? Well, if people go online, they want to have something to binge watch nowadays. And if you don't have stuff consistently up there, they might see a post here and there, but they want to see your life. They want to see what's going on. There's this voyeuristic desire for most folks to see behind the scenes of what's moving and grooving and what your life is. So showing things is big. It's also social proof that you're living this life you're talking about, which should be tied to what your benefit is. Now, you do not need to do more, essentially. You just have to do this consistently. Like, you don't got to do a whole bunch more than what I'm laying out here. But if this is a consistent flow for you over time, it creates omnipresence. You start showing up in the middle of the day for somebody's mind, like, I wonder what that person's doing. And those are the people you want to have be thinking about you, and you specifically want them to be thinking about how to get you up on stage. Those are the ones that are cutting the checks. You want to have those folks pay attention to you. That's the name of the game, top of mind. If you're not putting content out, your brand's not seen, you're just not top of mind and you will fall short consistently. So you don't need more talent. You don't even need more visibility on the big PR sections. You need to be clean and clear about your brand and how you show up consistently in ways that get people to consume your content in a binge manner and love it. Now, if you're ready to turn your message into a booked, solid speaking business, the next step is simple. Go to speaktofreedom.com, where I break down exactly how I can help you build your speaking brand and business to a level where you're in front of decision makers and you'll start landing speeches for 5, 10, even $25,000 we've got our clients to be able to make per keynote consistently. It's not rocket science. You can do it. Don't wait. Hit the link. Go check that stuff out. I'll see you there. And if not, I'll see you in the next video.